In this video, we're basically going to be talking about the definitions of inductive and deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning has to do with finding patterns. So if I give you this pattern, 1, 3, 5, 7, ... and I ask you to tell me the next number, you're going to use inductive reasoning to find it. And of course it's 9 because I've been adding 2 each time. All right, so that's how you do. The inductive is finding patterns. The deductive is when you're finding facts or proofs about something. When you think about deductive reasoning, I want you to pretend that you're a detective and you're thinking about just the facts. You're not looking for patterns at all, but you're looking for facts. So I say, if I would say, for example, that that I have an angle here, this is 3x and this is just x, and the whole thing equals 80 degrees, then I would say to you, how do you find x? You would find it by doing deductive reasoning. You would be actually using the rules that you know to find the facts that you know. Now, when you're talking about these kinds of reasonings, you're going to come up with a word that says counterexample. They're going to be asking you, they'll say, find a counterexample. In other words, find an example where it's not true. Whatever it is, find an example where it's not true. So here's a statement. The sum of two numbers, and I should have said any two numbers, is always greater than the first number. So let's say 3 plus 6 is 9. Is 9 greater than 3? Yeah, well then that's true. Well, let's try another one. How about if I say, 10 plus 1 is 11. Well, is 11 bigger than 10? Yes. Well, then that's not a counterexample. That's not a counterexample. I have to find an example where when I add them together, they're not greater than the first number. Okay? Well, what about if I add negative numbers? Or what about if I would add a 0? What if I say 3 plus 0 is 3? Is 3 greater than 3? No. So I've just found a counterexample then. 3 plus 0. That's a counterexample. What if I would say this? Negative 3 plus negative 2. Well, that equals negative 5. Is negative 5 bigger than negative 3? On the number line, we have 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Negative 5 is way down here. It's smaller than this guy. You see that? So there's 2 examples that show that this statement is not true. Because this statement says the sum of 2 numbers is always greater. No, it's not. Not necessarily.